back when I did that show, there was no mob genre. Like we talked about, met you through Larry Mazza.
Mm-hmm.
There was no mob genre back then. Nobody was talking, and I don't think that so many people should be now.
Yeah,
But I had Tony Knapp on, who was someone I was very close to. His father, Jimmy, was a couple of the Genovese family, and Tony was friends with a relative of mine who was from that life, and Tony was like 90 when I had him on. Like
wow.
he died like a year later. He had stories about Frank Sinatra, about his dad with Capone. He had so many great stories, and that was when they had a lot of power in Vegas, and Tony Knapp was involved with running the casinos out there and skimming money through the casinos. He was just a great guy, Tony Knapp, and he passed away. And then this guy contacts me this morning, and he's got a podcast, and he says, "I want you to come on and talk with Anthony Raimondi, who did Vlad."
Yes.
Because
God. Yeah.
Because he said you did a video about his inaccuracies with talking about Tony Knapp, because he was talking about when Tony Knapp died, and I said, yeah, I'll do it. But I told him, and I said to you when we were there, I think it's getting oversaturated. This mob genre. It used to be like when I did it, nobody was doing that.
Yeah.
And now it's like these guys are crawling out of the sewers,
I watched did you watch the interview with Anthony Raimondi, whatever his name is, on Vlad TV?
That this guy Chip sent me. Chip Williamson sent me a clip where he was talking about me, and he was very, very nice about me. He said, I see the king there saying that I got it wrong about Tony. He says, I since talked to Tony's brother, and he says, I was wrong, and he apologized to me. So I said, no, I don't know the guy. So I said, that's fine. If he wants to come on with me, I let people do their thing, man. I think he's, I don't really care about that. But I think that it's weird though, man. This genre, it's gotten crazy.
Yeah,
where it's supposed to be the code of silence, and now all these guys are wanting to talk about everything.
Well, they're striking while the iron's hot. Guys like Larry and John, they're smarter than the average guy that's out there. Larry is going to be fine. Larry knows how to run businesses. He's a smart guy. He's always going to be able to make money. And the thing with Larry is when you talk to him, you know that he's factually accurate. You could check.
Yeah.
When I saw the interview with Anthony Raimondi, whatever his name is, I'm watching it and I'm going, and again, I don't want to be, I'll just say it. The guy's full of shit.
Okay, how many people did you actually kill while in Vietnam?
Well, let me put it this way.
This here, I got from my first 150 kills.
150 people. Well, at least 150 people.
That's the first one. Tell me when you're at, I'll show you the next one.
Okay, well, the next one.
That's 150. My first 150. This one here was on 300. This one here was 300 kills. And there's only a certain group of us that have these here for what we've done. There's only certain guys who have this.
He's theatrical, right? Yeah, I think but I think he's like a comic character. I can't tell if he's serious or if he's a comic character.
I think my opinion is was that typical Brooklyn guy that was around people and wanted to be that way and made up crazy stories. When he started talking about his tattoos of how he killed 300 people in Vietnam, and his other tattoo about how he killed 300 people in Vietnam. And I'm like, he never did any time in jail. And yeah, I know he's the only gangster that never did any time in jail. It's just, and I'm watching.
What's crazy, John? A lot of these guys, and there's a fighter that Dan Severn fought that Dan just had on his podcast with Don Fry. And he was a guy that started fighting really late. I won't say his name and throw it under the bus, but he's a guy that made up all this shit about being like a special forces killer in Vietnam. And then they found out that, first of all, these guys, they over exaggerate all this stuff, and it's so easy to disprove.
Right.
But I don't know. That guy seems to me like he's kind of a comical character. But I want to backtrack because I want to defend my good friend Larry, because people don't realize, Larry, he testified against corrupt FBI agents. And there were corrupt FBI agents involved, in his case. And in Johnny A's case, he went down to Brazil. He was trying to do everything he could to get away, from testifying.
You could tell by when you watch my videos, and even my brothers said this, when you watch my interview with Larry, you could tell Larry's not your average thug. He's not. He's intellectually superior. He's smarter than the average street thug. He knows how to make money. He knows how to make money. He has certain values and morals that he took from the street that he incorporates into business, which I think is great. And John was the same way when we went out to dinner. I didn't have to, John didn't take $1. I mean, nobody's charging him, but he wasn't like, he was like, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. That says something about a man's character, a lot.